Hello there guys, and welcome to what is going to be our 7th tutorial in the C programming series of tutorials. In today's tutorials, the topic will be the switch statement. To waste no further time, let's go ahead and create a new project, and let's add a new source file under the source file folder here. If you don't know how to do that, please go ahead and refer to our previous tutorials in the C programming series of tutorials. And if you haven't watched my other series of tutorials, please go ahead and check those out, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. That means a lot, guys. So to waste no further time, let's go ahead and start typing our code. Then we'll go over the code once we're done basically typing it. So first we begin by including the libraries we need, like we always do. So in this case we will need the standard input and output library. Next, let's go and type int main. So let's go inside our main function here. Go one over here, and so let's just declare. I'm gonna declare a variable here of data type char, which is a character data type. Next, I'm just gonna go ahead and have a simple printf statement here, and I'm gonna ask the user, are you over 18 years old? And I'm gonna ask him yes or no, and let's put a question mark there. And next, let's type scanf to use our scanning function. And if you don't understand this now for the scan, we'll go over it very soon, so don't hesitate. Let's go ahead, user input. Alright, for our next thing here, let's go ahead and type switch and the variable we declared, which is user input, and open and closing brackets. Inside our switch statement, we will have cases here. So let's type case y and then colon case y colon. Alright, so what we will have here is only it's only a printf statement, just to keep it simple and to the point. So I'm gonna just type you are eligible to vote, and let's put a smiley face, and let's put a new line character here, or return character, to make it look neater, and type break. Alright, let's go to our second case. We're gonna type n colon case, and uppercase n, and then colon. Same thing, let's go ahead and type a print statement here as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and type printf, and let's type I am sorry, but you are not eligible to vote. Anyways, these messages are redundant, so you can type any message you wish, guys. Here I'm just typing something for an example, and let's type break here. Next, we're gonna have our final statement here. What we're gonna type is default colon, and let's type printf, and what I'm gonna type here is make sure you inputted a valid choice. I don't know. Okay, valid choice. Let's put choice here. Anyways, these are messages, so it can be anything you wish. I'm gonna put in return character here, a new line. So, and break. Let's get out of our switch statement here and type return 0. Alright, so now let's go over our code. First, like all of our tutorials, our previous tutorials, we always do this. We include the libraries we need to use. So for this particular tutorial, we only need the standard IO, which is a simple, straight to the point. We're not doing anything fancy here, so we won't need any additional libraries. Next, we have our main here. Remember, the main is the most important part. Everything in the main gets executed, and any code inside the main gets executed. Everything outside main does not get executed. So Next, our next line here is we declare the variable of data type char character, and I call it user input. And you guys call it anything that you wish to. Next, we just have a simple printf statement here. We're just printing out a message to the user. So we're asking him here. We're asking him, are you over 18 years old? And we're asking him yes or no. Simple. Next, we're scanning. Scanf is basically will take whatever the user inputs, either a Y or N, standing for either yes or no, and store that in the user input here. The reason we have an ampersand is if you didn't watch our previous tutorial, and I suggest you do, they're very informative. So what this does is an ampersand, because everything in C revolves around pointers, so it's about pointers. So what this is doing is basically getting the address and making the pointer point at the address of this variable here. So if we need to use that later on in our code, then we know where it is. So we'll ask where it is, and the pointer will tell us, oh, the address is right here. There, go ahead and use that. Okay, so once we got either yes or a no here from the user, we'll store that in our, or we'll make the pointer point at that variable at that input here. So we store that. So basically, let's just put it simply, we're going to store that in the user input variable here, whatever, either a Y or a N, and we'll take that and pass it to the switch statement. So the switch will pass here user input. So this will be either a yes or a no. Once we go inside then the switch statement will get that and check the cases, or check if it has either a Y. So if it has a Y, so if we pass it a Y, case 1 here, or our first case here that we have, it has a lowercase y and uppercase y. The reason we did that, this means the same thing, is because we didn't specify the user here that only input the uppercase y, or only input the lowercase y. So since I didn't do that, you could do that instead and only have one case here, either lowercase y or uppercase y, but this means the same thing. So if we do find a y here and this matches, we go inside this case here and we execute all the code that's included inside this case, which in this case right here is just a printf statement, and we're printing out you are eligible to vote. So once we do that, the break statement here are very important in the switch statement. So what breaks do is basically, once you execute whatever the code is inside this particular case, the break means that get out of this, once this is executed, get out of the switch statement and go and execute whatever is the code that's whatever is after the switch statement, which in our case is only the return 0 here. The reason we do that is if we didn't have a break here, what this will do, and it finds, and when the user inputs a Y, it will go here, find this case, execute all the code, so it will print out you are eligible to vote. Then it will just go to the next case and basically print out, I'm sorry, but you are not eligible to vote. And then once it finds a break, then it will get out. But if you have no breaks, it will basically execute all the cases from top to bottom. Not from top to bottom. Once it matches the case. So if you input a no and there's no breaks here, and it finds that, oh, no is right here, it will print out I'm sorry, but you're not eligible to vote, and also it will print the default statement, which make sure you input a valid choice. So breaks are very important. Make sure you have breaks always in the switch statement. Okay, so same thing for the next cases. If the user inputs N, lowercase or uppercase, standing for no, we'll find this case, print this statement, I'm sorry, but you're not eligible to vote, and break out. Our default case is, if you can remember from the if and else, so from the conditional statements, which are our previous tutorials, and I suggest you watch those, they're very informative. This default case here is just like the else statement. So what it basically does is, if none of the cases match up here, always execute whatever is inside the default statement. If one of the cases matches, then we'll just break out, we'll never execute the default. But if nothing matches here, then the default case gets always executed. In our case here, we're asking the user, make sure you input something, a valid choice. And after that, we'll get out of the switch statement and we'll just return 0. We'll return the 0 to tell the program that to tell main that everything, all the code executed correctly. So we're done. All right, let's go ahead and build this and run it and see if we get what we expected. All right, let's go ahead and start with our debugging here. All right, so let's check our first choice here. Let's put an uppercase N. So if we put Y, sorry. So if we put uppercase Y here, we should get you are eligible to vote. So we gain you are eligible to vote. Let's run it again. And let's put a lowercase y. We should get the same thing. You're eligible to vote. So we get the same thing. Let's go our next case here. Let's put an uppercase N. I'm sorry, you are not eligible to vote. Just like we expected. Let's do the same thing for the lowercase n. Lowercase, and we should get the same thing. I'm sorry, but you're not eligible to vote. And finally, our default case. Let me input something random that doesn't make any sense. So let me input an 8, or let's put an A in this case. And we should make sure you enter a valid choice. Alright guys, I hope you liked this tutorial. This was a tutorial on using the switch statement. You can use this in much more efficient tasks than what we did here in the tutorial, but this was just an overview so you understand how it actually works and it operates in C programming language, in the C programming languages. So thank you for watching this tutorial guys, and if you haven't checked out all my other tutorials, please do so. Leave as many comments as possible, send me any requests or any tutorials you would like me to basically make in particular, and I will try my best to make those happen. And also, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe guys, it really means a lot. And thank you for watching this tutorial, and please check out all my other tutorials. So there will be more tutorials coming up very soon. Thank you for watching this, and stick around for my next tutorial, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you guys.